Hello everyone. Welcome. Everyone's having a good one. Yeah, so, alright, there's many things to talk about. For one thing, I'm not starting it on, starting this in a station. I am starting this in the middle of the thing. So, I don't know. Take what you will for the timer. I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to just play. Sometimes I want to play just chill. Sometimes believe it or not, I don't want to record every moment of my life. Anyway, yeah, a lot of things. For one thing, I didn't have an episode last week because a Star Citizen Weekly last week because the game was horribly broken. And there was some significant logging in issues that I was having. So, yeah. Unfortunate, but that's how it be. That is how it be. Which also really sucks because, well, there's apparently there's this event going on. I don't know. Oh no. Apparently there's this event going on. And also, oh jeez. Also, you have these lovely 890 missions which are back. Although, you know what? It looks like they got rid of the ship combat missions. The yellow level, orange level, presumably red level. I never got to the point where I was getting red levels, but eh. But I also saw that, like, those were Foxwell, and they're adding Foxwell back, but as a faction, and I don't know if they mentioned the missions specifically. I don't know, it's a weird thing. But yeah, the 890 missions are back, and I think my goal, if I can have a personal goal in Star Citizen, is I want to get an 890. I want to be a predominantly solo player that gets an 890. Not that I explicitly want to be alone, but that's my goal. I want to get an 890. I was really excited. I was real excited for this event. There are people who have absolutely gotten an event or an 890 as a result of Supply or Die, and there's people like me who's, I swear, every turn I try and take, the game fucks me over, and it's just like, at some point it's a thing. And I literally said, I joked, and now I'm actually, like, believing it, seriously, that, like, oh, you know, dude, I would rather do 700 890 missions, and I think it would have to be, like, 71, actually. But I'm sorry, actually, I don't know. Did I say 70? I meant 700. It might have to be 710 or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. I need to do 700 missions, 890 hijack missions in order to buy my own 890. And I was like, nah, I don't really think that. I don't think it would be more fun. I'm like, yeah, no, I think it would be more fun. For me personally, which is, you know, personally. Which is an important thing to distinguish there. Alright, so I did try mining. I did what everybody did. I tried buying the commodities, at first. And, I did get some corundum, but I didn't get a lot of copper. So that was the thing. Oh, by the way, the multi-tool is broken. As far as I can tell, the multi-tool is just broken, you can't use it. So your best bet is to use any other tractor beam. Which I do have a two-handed tractor beam. But I don't have it on me right now. It's on my ship. You know, actually, Oh, I forgot. There's a charge mode. Right. And a full auto mode. For some reason, I thought it was like... For some reason, I thought it was like the salvo, which, by the way... Got a salvo. I've got a salvo that I looted myself. And nearly dying with. Because I'm a cocky-ass bastard. Dude, what? Come on. Okay. That was... I hope that was all of them. I also haven't used the salvo in so long that I suck with it. And I gotta get better at it. And I want to get better at it. And also, this mission, I swear to you, I will be walking away with, like, a dozen, with at least 4 salvos. Go. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. So, like, I'm not, and, you know, okay, so also, if I sounded negative about supply or die, you gotta understand. Good. Also, you gotta understand that a handgun is supposed to be a sidearm. And maybe you shouldn't rely on it as your primary weapon. Is what I'm told. I don't believe it at all. Alright, so there's 2. Here we've got 2 salvos so far. I think that the amount of loot that these dudes drop is a little ridiculous. Like, it should be a bit lower. The quantities of guns that they have on them. But I love that they are here. I think one of the things I'd really love is that if we had more unique attachments than just these, especially like visually, like having a variant of an attachment is cool, but also I think it would be nice if there was just one that looked like... The first thing that came to mind was just like, instead of a, you know, having like a bell-shaped muzzle, instead of a just like simple cylinder with a few slants in it. Which, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with any of those or anything, but just, you know, variety is the spice of life. That's the quote. Sorry. So yeah, Supply or Die, I think actually is probably my favorite conceptual event. And actually, it got me extremely excited for mining. I was genuinely excited for mining. But basically, like, there's a bug. So they increased the price on the commodities so that people didn't just hog all the trade terminals. I thought there was a dynamic system, so if people bought up all of the stock of copper and corundum, then, like, the market would... then the prices would automatically change, but clearly that's not the case. Suspiciously, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist here, but kind of suspiciously, when they did those changes, there was some bugs with the cargo grid, where cargo wouldn't be able to... you wouldn't be able to take cargo off of your ship. And that is a major problem. that is a major problem because you cannot put refined goods, so you mine the stuff and then you have to refine them. There is no other option there. You mine them, you refine them, and then you have to put them on your ship. And then you have to put them directly onto your ship, where the cargo is then bugged. And you don't have any choice. That's the only way to get it. That's the only way to do it through mining. And it's like, there is a chance that it will work as intended and that bug won't happen, but I wouldn't bet on it. So yeah. Oh my god. I shouldn't be looting right now. Yeah, also, I did do a bunch of looting on stuff. I actually found... I can't remember. I think there was one station that had the Brunshift helmet. The Morozov Brunshift helmet. I think it had that, the brown and black, which is more of like an olive drab, really. Undersuit, beacon undersuit, and the MacFlex Twilight arms, and I think legs as well. Which is like, yeah, I love. I found one station that had, I think, all of that, but I thought it was Arc L4, but I think it might be Crew L4. I don't know. Anyway, completely diverted. So yeah, there are other ways to get the commodities for the copper and corundum for supplier die. Presumably, there's also other ways to get the tin and pressurized ice. But yeah, and salvage, as far as I know, still works. And the new drug still, that also works as far as I know. So like, it's the entire event isn't kaput, but did kind of sour. Oh geez, did kind of sour the milk, one might say. Would anybody say that? I don't know. It seems like a phrase I haven't heard. Oh Jesus! Is the oh. Crew deck. They will actually move, which is exciting, but also, good God.
Is this how you want to spend your final moment? Hiding.
Jesus. But also these bulletproof glass walls are doing numbers for my survivability. It would also probably be better. It would probably be better to do this with multiple people. Which is also, well, I don't know, it's an interesting thing. With supplier die, there's the small, medium, and large. And I want to say I like the way that they balance things. I don't think I really like the way they balance things, I just think it's kind of interesting. Where, so you have money and you have event points. And those, the small missions give you the least amount of money relative to how much cargo you're moving. But they give you the highest amount of event points. And then they, and then the large ones give you a lot more, give you a little bit more money in comparison, but relatively very few, relatively, like, very few event points. I haven't completed the event yet, and I don't think... I was trying to build it up. I was trying to play it so I could get, so I could do, so I could get an 890 just off of this event, and I don't think that's going to happen. I'd love if that happened, but I just don't see it happening. I don't really care about the event. I kind of want the shotgun. I don't know, the shotgun's kind of cool. The graffiti paint for the ships is, in my opinion, a little bit more meh, I guess. You can also do bounties, and bounty ships will have cargo. I wish there was something else, because, like, 90% of the goddamn time, the bounties I've been getting are Atmo bounties, and you can pull them out, but it seems like if you pull them away from the area they spawn, if you pull them too far, it seems like it doesn't complete the mission. And, like... sometimes they'll have copper, sometimes they won't, So, like, there's a lot of things that it could be better. The small missions, also, to get back to that, the small missions are better to do solo. Large missions are better to do in large groups. I think is sort of the thought process there, but yeah. Also, I saw some people, like, finally, it makes enough sense. Like, it makes a lot of sense to hire an escort, because, or it makes, financial sense to hire an escort, because we actually have enough money to where, you can do that, and you don't have to worry about going bankrupt. Or you don't have to worry about, losing money on a cargo run or something. And, man, okay, so what, I think, alright, so before the event, I think copper would buy for... You would buy copper for, I think it was 333 credits per SCU, I think, or something like that. It doesn't matter precisely. And I think you could sell it for, 383. Let's call it, you could buy it for 300, and you could sell it for 400. And now, with the, I don't know how much it's selling for. Or I don't know how much you can buy it for. But I know that basically the credit per SCU, it's 15k per SCU. So it's what is that, a 500 times increase? Yeah. Well, not something like that. Several hundred times increase. And it's okay, if that is the point where it makes sense to have an escort, there is something seriously wrong. There's a lot of room to play around with those numbers. I'm just saying. Basically, supply or die. I do think it's a really good event overall. It's mostly industrial focused. Unfortunately, there are bugs that mean industrial, miners are in a very bad position. As far as I'm concerned, my perception is that currently it is impossible to play it as a miner. You have to, if you want to do mining gameplay, fuck you, bugs fucking you up the ass. It ain't good. It's real bad. It's real bad. If you want to do the copper and corundum thing as a bounty hunter, possibly doubling up, hey, you do the salvage, and then you loot all the cargo and get whatever they've got. But that's it's kind of a mess in my mind. Frankly, I was getting insanely pissed at it, in fact, to be completely honest with you. When they made it so... when they made it so you have to, when they introduced the freight elevators, they should have had a thing where you can put your refined goods into your local inventory, and they didn't. And I think if that was a thing you could do, then, you know, all I would have to do is like, oh, okay, well, alright, well, for some reason this is bugged. I can go and just get it out of my freight elevator, manually load it. Yeah, it's going to take more time. But it's... yeah, it's going to take more time, but it's not going to be... like, I'm going to be able to do it, you know? And by the way, I rented a Prospector. I like the mining gameplay. It's not bad. But you can't... and it's not a matter of, like, well... I don't know. I tried to sell some, there's also a bug with the trade terminals where, like, if I say I want to sell stuff out of my C1, it will just act as if the C1 doesn't have anything in it, and it's actually a different... I'll have to select, like, Rylu if I want to sell stuff out of my C1 for some reason. It's like, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's a thing. And then also I've just seen it where it doesn't... well, I had some issues with, I think on a different shard, where it was just bugged. It was just bugged to hell, and didn't want to work. So it's like, you know... I do think that overall, like, I'm not... like, it's like, what the hell, CIG? Like, why would you have these events and you know, trumpet the fact that they're limited time events when the game is in the state it's in? I know this is the year of stability, It's really like, it's the year of stabilizing, not the year of stability, I guess, is probably a better way to look at it or think of it. It's the year where we're fixing the bugs, not necessarily having the game super in you know, in the perfect condition. And I don't know how everybody's feeling now. I mean, we're in March, which is like, I mean, take it for what you will, but like, yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that, like, I appreciate it, and I appreciate seeing, like, their push for content, because especially, like, at some point they were going to have to focus on bug fixing. And this is also a good opportunity for them to, test stuff. So, like, yeah, there is that. And, like, a lot of people did not like Fight for Stanton or Fight for Stanton. In my head, I knew I was gonna get that mixed up at some point. A lot of people didn't like Fight for Pyro because they were like, oh, the story event. Well, CAG, story fucking sucked. Nobody cared. I didn't care. I didn't have any incentive to go into it. It was like, oh, ship skins? I don't have any of those ships. Even if I cared, even if I thought the skins were cool, I just don't want to engage with Pyro. Like, I just don't. You know, it's like... And so basically what I got literally zero things from that, except for finding out that CIG apparently doesn't know how to tell a story. Which, I don't think that's true. But, like... I think this was just one bad example of hopefully the only example of them doing a bad job in terms of story. But, you know, like, yeah, I didn't have any... I didn't care about the twist. The twist was stupid. And yeah, it's the whole thing. Oh my god, I didn't realize... Okay, well, I guess we're gonna get a good opportunity to check the salvo out here. Oh, I do have some spare Karna batteries. Cool. Yeah, we'll take the P8 just as backup. We only have 3 enemies to deal with, it's not that big of a deal. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but I do like the idea of supply or die. It's primarily industrial, and primarily industrial focused, but it does also have some combat elements, and like it does tie in like some, hey, like technically this is a part of this is, you know, copper and corundum, you know, it's really more of a, it really is more of a, you know, ooh, we're gonna go with a backup gun. I'll go with a shotgun. But, you know, like, yeah, I mean, technically, if you want to do this mission, you can do combat, and you can get it. And, like, it's just a systemic thing of, like, this maybe isn't necessarily the intended way to do this event, but you could theoretically do it. So, you know. Gonna get a guy, need to shoot immediately here. I think. Could be wrong. Nope. Yeah. What, there was the 4.1 stuff? Oh, and sorry. Yeah, no. 4.1 stuff. Which I'm not in Evo. I don't know if it's in PTU. But like, you know, they've showed it. You know, people have been getting excited for it. People have seen it in Evo. People in Evo have talked about it. And, yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, we're getting a brand new mission giver. I don't think it's like a, well, I don't know. But I don't think the mission giver is necessarily, like, tied with any, like, big event yet. I could be wrong, but I saw the leaks, and allegedly, like, there's the Hathor mining group, orbital station, orbital mining laser, and the alignment stations, and my understanding is that that's a NPC wave, a wave defense against waves of NPCs, and I guess potentially players too. I don't know why we would be defending the orbital alignment stations. I don't know. There's a lot of ways that could go. And it's a bit difficult to know without, because a lot of people are being like, oh, I don't want spoilers. Personally, I'm like, fuck spoilers. I just like, for some of the stuff, I like, for some of the things, like, I'd like to know if it's a wave defense. I mean, I guess it'd be, I don't know, if it's like oh, here's this event, this is what happens when you do the event, but literally, like, day one, somebody's going to there's going to be a Reddit post about it, and, like, the thing's already going to be spoiled for me. It's, like, almost certainly, although, you know, not necessarily. Oh, by the way, also, I'm looting all these rifles. I used to use the MacFlex, the light, backpack, and that's really good. It does give you more space than a lot of other light backpacks, but I'm using a medium backpack here, and I can store assault rifles, which is very nice. And I'm just scrounging ammo because frankly, I need to. It does also make the looting a bit easier. Though I cannot wait for some more consequences. So, like, I might be able to pick up 1 billion guns, but I'm gonna be walking like I'm carrying 1 billion guns. But yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, do I not have any med pens? Oh, that's probably something I should fix. I hope I can store the helmet. Hell yeah. Running out of space there. Trying to just get everything in before I have to do a run. Or before I have to go back up and... Don't some of these guys have med pens on them? They probably have some in their inventories and I've been skipping over them. You know what I'd really love? Also, just like... random thing, but like, I'd really love if... I don't know how organized the Nine Tails are supposed to be relatively speaking for a gang. I get the feeling they're supposed to be very organized. I would love to see just generic gang member with, you know, just generic gang member, who's like, yeah, they have like they have a pool of, items, right? Like they have a pool of armors and weapons they can have equipped, and it's random instead of it being all the same all the time. I also really hope that this works. Oh, here's this thing. I feel like... No, I think it was the Artemex, the guys with the Artemex armor. Oh, you know what? There's also the Volt weapons. Oh no, I was already here. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Volt weapons. I'm excited for them because, like, new weapons and, like, a totally new kind of weapon. Cool. That does seem fun. I am hoping... I am definitely hoping that it is that they're not super hard to get. Like, they don't... Like, I haven't seen a P8 AR, and I would love to. I'm fine with them being in CZs only, but, like, I don't know if they are only in CZs. It'd be really nice to see some in standard. I really hope that the loot... if P8 ARs, like, let's say you could only find them around bunkers on Microtech, not Microtech and the moons of Microtech, just Microtech. It doesn't matter which one, it's just arbitrarily saying it for an example. But, you know, like that is the only place you could find them. Like, I kind of... Going through the mining gameplay... Like, you can only find copper in so many places. I was mainly finding it in Euterpe, except I wasn't really finding it a lot, and it was really pissing me off because it would take me like 40 minutes to get what is supposed to be a common material. A common material that everybody else is looking for as well. I saw a lot of evidence of that. But, yeah. Yeah, it's just a pain in the fucking ass. It's a pain in the ass to find... Because... So it was a pain in the ass to find copper because it was in specific locations and everybody was looking for them. It was a pain in, and it's a pain in the ass to really like, oh yeah, you could just loot this item. Well, yeah, you can, but also like the odds of finding any one particular item is it's like so low that, as far as I'm concerned, like when I'm looting stuff, it's just there's no way to know. There's absolutely zero way to know. And it would be nice if it did have some of that, so that, like, even if it was just, you know, like, oh, any like, urban gear, or the colors yellow, blue, and red, only are primarily show up around R-Corp. Boom. Why? Just for the sake of convenience. So, like, hey, if you want red, blue, or yellow gear, go here. Or if you want to loot red, blue, or yellow gear, then go here. With maybe, you know, some exceptions or whatever. Some exceptions just to fuck with people, because why not?
Contact. Shields on.
Oh. Hello?
Shields off.
I don't know...
On.
I'm sorry, wait, what? That's... You know, whenever you find a target, you have to ask if it's an NPC or a player, and usually it's a pretty obvious yes or no to that question. A tin? Okay, listen.
Contact.
I guess we'll see in how they fly. Which I'm thinking this is an NPC.
Target destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I should probably turn my headlights off. Oh, you know, by the way, also, okay, so, if you see me fly, usually when I do countermeasures, you'll see me do this, because I have to take my hand off my mouse in order to hit the flare button, but I was a good boy, I was a smart boy, I remapped it. I remapped it to, like, 5, because I have a keypad on my mouse. Oh, shit!
Landing gear up.
This is just like the convergence of 2 missions at the same point, I think. Where am I getting shot from? Hello? Is it this dude? Titoa would appear to be... Yeah, where the fuck? Guess it must be them, but... interesting. Either that or I was getting shot from here. Is, interesting.
Landing gear up.
Yep. I also really hope that, you know, I was really happy when they mentioned that they weren't, you know, getting rid of the bunkers. I gotta admit, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think everybody who likes the bunkers is probably does not want the bunkers to be the same as this. Like, I want there to be more complexity to them. You know? I want them to have multiple floors. I want them to have multiple rooms. I want them to have hallways. I want them to have, you know, extensions, you know. I wouldn't mind if they were instanced.
Complete.
That'd be fine with me.
Engines off.
I would be absolutely fine with that. So I should have stowed the shotgun. Well, or the Karna, considering I'm fucking out of ammo. I was gonna say something about one day I'm gonna be, you know, scrounging by my bootstraps or whatever, and trying to find ammo and food in some, you know, wild system. But then I'm also like, probably not. I mean, you never know. I don't know, it'll be interesting, though. I was listening to the captain's table, where they were talking a lot about PvP versus PvE, and a lot of things about just around, you know, those two oh-so-controversial things. And yeah. Amazed I did not get shot even once there. Oh jeez. Bruh. Bruh, I was making it easy for you there. It happens. So you have to be careful, because if I... Oh, they're all moving up. Come on, get him. Hell yeah! What? Ow. That's how you use a salvo correctly. Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. That is also, that's probably not how you use a shotgun effectively. What was I aiming at the ridge? Was I aiming at the floor when I shot and then damn. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I should have deposited, you know, yeah, maybe make sure you leave stuff. By the way, you know, I think that might be the first time I used a grenade in a recording. That might be the first... I think that's the first time I ever used a grenade legitimately, and it actually worked. I don't know. There's also... There's like a million other things. I feel a little bad that I'm not looting everything that's nailed down. That isn't nailed down, but at the same time, I also, you know, I need to get one of the SCU boxes. Looting, like, I don't know. I'm definitely a proponent. There's ways to improve looting, and I seriously hope they do those things. But why am I just running around? I don't know. Trying to decide if I should pick up... I guess I can pick up some grenades. The question is, should I get rid of either one of these? Nah, I don't. I think I don't have a lot of BR2s, and I can take a... They're not particularly uncommon. It doesn't really matter. Oh, there we go. I was also hoping for that. There's something cool here, then. Like a custodian SMG? Yeah, somebody probably would think I'm a dummy for not taking the P6. You got a P6 at home, don't worry. Oh, what was I mentioning with the PvE, PvP thing? I got distracted by combat. As one tends to do. Oh, very nice. What is this? These fortifier arms? Citadel. Oh yeah, let's get this. Yeah. I don't know. There's not too much else to... Oh, you know what? There's the... Oh, they did mention all of those, concept ships. For one thing, I almost am... I'm kind of curious, because, like, the Star Citizen Live... Or the Star Citizen Live was supposed to be with the mission team, and then apparently it wasn't supposed to be, and it was a miscommunication. I wonder if it was just a lot of negative comments on the questions, and people just, like, needed... And they were like, you know what? Maybe let's just let people chill out. We made a mistake. We made a mistake, like, with Fight for Pyro, and then we, like, acted as if it was a really good event that was really well made, and was, like... And we were really, you know, we're smug. Very smug about it, and people didn't like that. Let's maybe just let them cool down, and just show them some nice, shiny JPEGs. They were shiny JPEGs, in all fairness. Again, I don't want to be conspiratorial, but I can't not look at it like that, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, no, it's, the concepts, are interesting. I will say one thing they need to do this better. All of the let's put that, nope, that, I can't put that in, nope, I can't put either of those there, okay. Sorry, yeah, one of the things they, could do better with the, like, heavy fighter, escort fighter thing, like the Guardian and the Vanguard, longer range. I think that's one thing they need to do. I only mentioned that because they mentioned a heavy fighter based off of the Mantis. And I don't know exactly, I don't know if it would have an interior, I don't know if it would have living space, but I assume it would.
Launch complete.
I could this seems like I did the jump, it was like 200 kilometers away. There was no way I traveled 200 kilometers in that amount of time, in the amount of time I went out off of the surface, but damn, it kind of feels like it. Anyway. An RSI starter salvage ship is, definitely an interesting thing, and I actually thought about, like, I was talking with Solar, and Solar was like, so you're gonna upgrade your Pisces to, I'm sorry, did I say Argo? I meant RSI. RSI, salvage ship? And I was like, you know, actually, that doesn't sound like a terrible idea. And so I don't know if I'll do that. Because, like, it'd be nice to have a starter salvage ship that does, like, it would be nice to do something, have something that's, you know, not too crazy. I did do a few, I turned in a little bit of money for, I got a little bit of money off of, Supplier Die. I bought a Vulture, and I immediately remembered that I really hate the Vulture. It seems like it has a ludicrously small fuel tank. Either that or an insanely inefficient quantum drive. And I'm like, this... I don't remember this being... I remember it flying terribly. And yes, I did crash it... Whoa! That was really bad. I forgot... I forgot angle limits. And I was gonna be like, pull! But then it's a good thing there wasn't a turret there, because if there was, I would have shot it. And I would have immediately regretted it. I will admit, the first contract I tried to go and do with the Vulture, I crashed into it with the Vulture and blew up. And lost an outfit I was really looking forward to. Oh, the Kruger light fighter? Alright, so, look. My relationship with the Reliant is kind of a strained one at this precise moment in time. I've been flying the Arrow around. The Arrow is lovely. I don't know, I guess, like... I don't know, man. I like, the entire experience is kind of showing me I kind of like the C1 better. Like... There's times when I will absolutely prefer an Arrow over the C1, right? But like, for most of what I do, I really do use this thing a lot. And it's kind of just, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's sticking with me forever, I think. They'd have to make something extremely like they'd have to make something extremely tailored to what I want. Like, the only thing I would upgrade my C1 to is an M1 if they ever do it. And like, I don't know if they... I don't know what that would be. Mainly just swapping out the turret, and maybe... Well, yeah, the turret and some, like, drop seats. You know, I don't know, though, actually, because it has been useful. Because, like, the largest size of container you can get is 32 SCU. It is... And the C1 is designed to work with 32 SCU containers. It's like, that's extremely good. It can only carry 2 of them, but, you know, if they reduce the capacity to be 32, but you could only do, you know, 216 and 216 SU boxes, then I'd be screwed. Shit. Alright, I should probably just turn my gun in at this point. Holy shit. Does that count for something? Shit! Does that count for something? I feel like I have to... Feels like I have to really, stage a comeback here. I don't know how I feel about the charge shots in general. I mean, like, it's useful, but it's, like, situational. With the salvo, it's like... It works really well with the salvo, I gotta admit. But also, at the same time, with the salvo, I kind of feel like I would just prefer having a shotgun pistol. Which, by the way, you know what, actually? I really like the word Dragoon. I think the word Dragoon is cool. And allegedly, Like, I can't remember exactly if this is true or not. Or if I am, like, misremembering this to be the coolest thing I can think of. So dragoons are, like... They're, like... they're not cheap cavalry, but for the sake of, explaining it, let's just call them cheap cavalry. And apparently the reason that they were... called dragoons is based off of the dragon, which is which was the name given to the weapon they used, which was, and this is in the time of like muzzle-loading muskets. This is Renaissance. This is Napoleon warfare. They're also supposed to be like, you know, just a cheaper way to do like messengers and stuff like that, and like messengers, patrols, and all that stuff. Yeah. But the dragoon, allegedly, either it was like a handheld blunderbuss, and a blunderbuss isn't necessarily a shotgun. A blunderbuss is actually more of a carbine, and a shotgun is, in the muzzle-loading era, is just a musket that you load with, instead of one singular shot, you load with, you know, an entire little like pouch of shot. I guess not pouch. I don't know. But you know, it's a thing. They should have a ship that's called the Dragoon. I don't know who should make it. They should also have a shotgun pistol of some kind. They should also not forget about Armitage weapon manufacture, because I love the sound of them. They're Crusader, but they make guns. But I think I was talking about the Kruger light fighter, and I don't like all those concepts look good. Well, okay, all of them look like 80% good, but there's just something weird or something that wouldn't happen with all of them. I think, if I remember, and you have to look it up, I'm sorry. But, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll throw up the image. But I think my go-to would be take B, put the cockpit and the rear section with the swirly circle thing of A, and then take like the wings of C, I think, is what I liked. That would be my go-to. If I had to choose one specifically, I would say A, though. I would say A is the best thing. But it has, like, guns that are, like, inside of a cowl, and that wouldn't work. That wouldn't happen. It looks really good, but the only way they would do that is if it was some bespoke gun thing. Which I could see Kruger doing, but they're not gonna do it. Can't wait for crafting, when hopefully you can just throw an item in in the crafting station and just like change the paint. I hope that that's a thing. I don't have any reason to believe that that will be a thing, but come on. Oh, does this have... Oh, I saw... Oh, I did already pick up one. Cool. Was there another ship they were talking about? I don't know. I will say I was insanely excited for Kruger getting a second ship. Like, I don't particularly like them as a company because they don't have like a lot of lore, but they seem cool. They're also headquartered out of Castra, so like, if you know, we will actually see them relatively soon, which is cool. So yeah, it's nice. It's cool. trying to think, because yeah. I will say, like, also as a thing, I think it is really funny how, like, every time I play an event in Star Citizen, I'm very salty about it. Like, seriously, like, just about every time, except for the original Xenothreat. It was just like, you know, I just, yeah, like, something goes wrong, and it's like, it's sad. It's genuinely sad, because, like, I do think that the concept of supply or die is good. The way that everything played out, the way that everything just so happened to, you know, the way the cards fell, I had a terrible time. I've had a terrible time. It's not the end of March, it's March 8th. You know, so it isn't even halfway through the month. So, like, I am going to still try to get as much money out of this sucker as I can. Yeah. I will say that, I really want to get an 890 before the end of March. Because, the 4.1 thing, I think there's 2 events, and I can't remember what the one of them is, because I don't give a shit. But the other was the Wave Defense one with the Hathor group, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why we're defending the orbital alignment stations. I think you want to stop the laser from being fired, or you do want the laser to fire. But I don't know what or why. So, like, you know. But the idea of a wave defense, look, I'm like, okay, so we have like alright, so we have enemy defenses coming, or we have enemy reinforcements coming, like being dropped off in, like, cutlasses, presumably, or, you know, ships. Okay, alright, so we're gonna set up an air defense. Get a couple of guys. You know, we're gonna take the 890, we're gonna park it out there, we're gonna have the turrets to shoot, we're gonna have people on the ground to, you know, shoot at anybody who gets through, but we're gonna have the 890, we'll have, like, you know, some arrows, ballistas, whatever the fuck we can get our hands on, and, you know, like, 890 is gonna be here, it's gonna have a spawn, med bed, it's gonna be a, you know, if we need to retreat, we can retreat to the 890, you know, it's gonna be good. It's, and, like, you know, any missiles come in, we got the PDCs, you know. And yeah, no, it's like, I would love that. Maybe I'm completely off base on everything. But, like, of all the things, I hope I'm not on that one. But in order to do that, I need to get an 890 first. And friends. I think I could convince one of my friends, and they're Solar. Hey, Solar. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I could do it, but I need an 890. And, look, so again, I would need to do like 700 of those hijack missions, which I've done one of tonight. You know, and I would need to do so many more. If you know, if I'm doing just the bunker missions. But yeah, it's a thing. Oh, we can also go and get... Oh, dude. Do I want to do it? I shouldn't do it. Alright, so back in the day, I used to do the 890 missions by landing in the hangar, because, you will remember, the missions, or the 300 did not spawn, it spawned outside of the ship, for whatever reason, which means you could land in the hangar, and, also take off in the hangar. And it was really, if you had a small enough ship. And it was really great, because the Reliant fit in it, and it was, like, it was my dream come true. Sorry, I'm just, like, now thinking about how the Reliant was, like, how much the Reliant means to me, and shedding a tear at the days gone by. Damn. Actual pain in my heart. Anyway, fix the fucking Reliant, please. And thank you. But yeah, oh god, what was it say? I don't know. There's also an element of, just like, I don't play the game to do the most meta thing. Whenever I do that, I'm just like, I don't enjoy the game. And like, if, I mean, there definitely have been situations, for instance, the, motorcycles in GTA 5, where, like, I gotta be honest with you. Like, yeah, if you want to do stuff in GTA, a helicopter's the best way to do it, like, 90% of the time. Unless the mission is specifically built around a ground vehicle, and usually it's built around a car, and motorcycles are not, like, it is more difficult to do things in motorcycle because they're so exposed, but, like, I enjoy that. I enjoy it, but it's still harder, so it's like, it's a whole thing. Sorry, I'm also listening to this dumb ad. But yeah. And yeah, I think it's also, there's also very important thing to say, like, there are going to be times, there are genuinely going to be times you don't, like, there's going to be events, there are going to be events in Star Citizen you don't enjoy. There's going to be stuff that happens in Star Citizen that you don't enjoy. And, like, it's just what this game is gonna be. Like, there's a lot of things. And yeah, if you want to do just combat, if you want to do no combat, then yeah, like, they're going to be... you're gonna love or hate combat. And it's the thing. So, yeah. I'm just debating what I want here. I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say, but at the same time, I want to play more. Oh, yeah, so the reason my Pisces is destroyed? So I did an 890 mission, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna fight the fighters outside. And, I just, like, crash landed into the hangar and they blew me up while I was trying to land. And it was fun. It was stupid, but it was fun. Because there's the 300 that they won't shoot at, and you can just get in a turret and shoot the ships from inside the 890. So, like, there is a fun and engaging way to deal with that problem. I also really want to get better with the salvo, because, like, I've gotten used with the S38 feels great with just spamming the shit out of it. bullets are cheap, lives are expensive, you know, kind of mentality here. And not to say that that's wrong, but yeah. Salvo was certainly a thing that I loved. And it's just this weird, quirky gun. It also happens to be a Magnum pistol. If they had a weird, quirky... I don't know. There are other pistols they could add. And I would enjoy them. The S-38's very basic, and I love, and I kind of appreciate it for being very basic. But also it's very basic.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the vault. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Oh, you know, I'm a dumbass. Alright. I think actually I do have a 2 SCU box that I didn't... well, I didn't buy. Honestly, yeah, they work pretty much just as well. And let's give ourselves one of these, because I have a bazillion of them. Put that there, and we'll get the 4 times. I hope it didn't spawn inside of it. Not in the inventory, but physically inside the object. That doesn't really make more sense, does it? I mean, I guess it does when I guess it does actually, in fact, make more sense. Make an element of sense. I do want to say it feels really weird not having the multi-tool. I like the idea of this is the year of stabilizing also. Feels like I'm sure, I don't know, it sounds like it could be a spicy title. Spicy for me, by my standards. But yeah, like, and I do think, like, it's really, like, they're gonna extend. They better extend Supply or Die. Not for my own personal vindication, but, like, literally, there were days where I couldn't get on. I tried for hours to fucking play Star Citizen, and I couldn't, because there was, like, some server errors where I could literally not log onto a server, or a shard, or whatever the fuck you want to say. There was, you know, issues with, there was issues, you know, there are issues with cargo, which basically makes the entire premise of doing this event as, you know, doing this event as a miner completely, you know, impossible. Like, there are problems that, like, are very much in the way of people enjoying the experience. And, you know, I would like if they extended it just into, like, the first week of April. I'd also, again, I'd really like if they just were... Literally, all they have to do is not say that it's a limited time event. It can still be a limited time event. Like, whatever. But just don't say that, because it gives us people this perception that they're missing out on something. I don't know. There has to be a term for that. There has to be a term that I absolutely cannot think of at this precise moment. It makes people stress out, and it makes people insanely frustrated when the game just doesn't fucking work. And I feel like it's one of these things with CIG, it's very short-sighted. And very poorly thought out.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Which, again, sucks, because I do think that this event, although it is not perfect, it does a lot of things right. And I do hope that there are more industrial events.
Shields on.
I think, like, hopefully, at this point I've learned that, like, yeah, I just need to accept the fact that I am not always going to, like, there are events that I'm not going to be able to, that I'm not going to want to do, or not every event is going to be great. There are going to be times where it's broken, or I think it looks fun, and then it isn't, and just, like, that's more of a personal thing there. Also, so I could theoretically jump out with my cargo and just go do the 890 and not worry about the fighters. And I could take the 2 SCU on the 300, except you can't because the button doesn't work. The cargo grid is stuck shut, and I don't know why they did that. Oh. Of course. Also, I don't know why it does this, where the ships are moving and grooving all silly. It's all silly Billy like. That's the thing that happens. I've seen it happen where those missiles aren't going anywhere.
Contact.
Something just... yeah. I also really hope that... Oh, you know, I was also going to say something about starter ships. I was like... You know, I've said it again. I've said it once. I'll say it as many times as it needs to be said. Like... The 100i, the Intrepid, they aren't starter ships. They aren't starter ships if they don't come with a,
Contact.
if they don't come in a $45 game package. And, you know, like, eventually it's not going to be $45, it's going to be $60 or $70 or whatever the fuck. If it doesn't come in a game package, if it doesn't come in the lowest cost game package, it's not a starter ship to me. And I can give the 100i maybe a little bit of an exception because it's Origin and it's supposed to be expensive, and that's like... in character sounds like such a strange, odd way of putting it, but it's true. And I was just looking at the 85X because I went to buy the Vulture, you know, and the 85X is in... The fuck? Okay, you could see where this thing... Listen, I don't think the Talon's that maneuverable normally. Oh no! Okay, well, if I don't get that objective, that's fine. Listen, alright, listen, I love maneuverability. This is my weakness. If the Talon's this maneuverable, holy shit! Where are you?
Contact.
This is why I didn't give a shit about it, because, like, this happens sometimes. And when you... Oh my god, seriously? Like, am dying here. I am genuinely dying in the game because the game is bugging out, but this is fucking hilarious at the same time. Oh my god. I really hope they have an 825A. I don't know where to throw that in there, but just saying. 325, I'd love that.
Attack on shield.
I think the thing I'm not having fun with is the idea of the emissions or like the target just blipping off. I don't know why that happens. It's got to be a bug in the scanning stuff. Sometimes you don't even need the scanner, or you don't even need the targeting computer. Use the Force, Luke.
Contact.
I'm not getting the secondary objective, which is going to make me sad, but... It'd be really nice if it started, like, 15 minutes when you got to the area, when you started firing from on the enemy. So that if you did this really fast, if you're really good at ship combat, you know, that's kind of your bonus there.
Target destroyed.
Oh, you know what, also? I was a big Corsair fan. I don't know how much footage there is of me with the Corsair that I had, but I saw that they flipped the guns, so instead of 4 size 5s and 2 size 4s, it now has 4 size 4s and 2 size 5s, and like, again, I thought that was funny. Ah, shit. I didn't want to bring my tractor beam with me, but I only have so much time here. Hopefully it's not in the engineering bay or we're completely screwed. Oh, game freezing up here. Ain't helping nobody. Well, it's helping the enemy, I guess.
You got it. Look, we...
Would have been something if it was in that door, but... Oh, hey!
This could be shit.
Damn. Oh, jeez. Did I forget med pens?
Cover ya.
I did forget med pens, didn't I? Shit. Oh, fuck. I think I hit I, and it didn't close the inventory. I might have missed it. 'Cause stress.
Bring you back.
Nope, still up there. If there was another one of them there, I would be so fucking dead. If there was somebody in the hallway. But unfortunately, this is pretty consistent with how they go. I kind of want to see just if the guys in there move. I'm glad that the enemy placement is more consistent, though, because it used to be the case that there was a non-zero chance where you would just end up with an enemy. You would just end up with enemies outside of the ship, or phased inside of the ship, and you just wouldn't be able to do anything about it. I was like, I went through all this effort to just not be able to do it because of a bug, and it's like, it's always frustrating. Oh, and I don't know if I said, but I think the only thing I want in an 890 redo, I mean, there's like, if they ever did an 800 variant, the main atrium is going to be a real, like, what the fuck do you do there? And I think it would just have to literally be, like, extending the floor, probably. Even though it's such, like, an iconic thing. But it's, like, an iconic thing, and it probably should be more iconic of just the luxury version, right? And but the only other, like, legit thing that I can really think of is the, Whew, that was close. I should not do that. That sound effect is probably very annoying, and I apologize. Oh! Yeah, no, that's... Oh god. Just feeling what that did to my mouth, and I'm like, no. Looting could also be made better if this just fucking worked. Dude, like, the entire point of, like, the whole loot menu thing, that was part of this whole deal, was making the detection on it better. And it was better. And then it got worse. I don't know if it honestly got, like, worse than it used to be. But also it doesn't really matter. It's not great. It's kind of crazy also. I don't know why. I don't know what would cause it to get worse, but somehow it did. Should also wait for the looting. I will say, one time I took so damn long that a player actually showed up. And I don't know, like, I don't know how I'm taking that jacket. I love how search is just an option that... the Caryago, or whatever the fuck. Oh, I thought they were Litox. Damn, okay, I'll take your boots anyway. Now, the engineering room's actually been giving me a lot of trouble. Surprisingly, because the engineering room was not that bad. Used to be not that bad. There was one enemy who showed up here one time, and I don't think even gave me that hard of a time, but it sticks with me. You know what I honestly... I don't know. Thinking about, like, what handgun would I want? I know I've said, like, an energy magnum.
Bit of a ruckus. On my way to find out the cause.
Come out, come out. Wherever you want. Oh, right. Wait, 3 enemies? Is there an enemy up here? There should be 2 in the cafeteria. Right. There should be 2 in the upstairs lounge. Not the upstairs lounge. It's also a different thing. Also a particular place. Oh, are we gonna have... Is the game gonna crash? Is the game gonna tell me, hey, dummy, were you having fun? It's time to humble your ass. It would appear the game has crashed, but we will give it a second. Wait a minute, what? Wait, what? Oh, no, it hasn't crashed. I just can't climb the ladder? Okay. Oh, sorry, a flashing light? No. I was about to stay on that for like 5 minutes, but like I saw like the UI for like flashing thing. Oh yeah. God, I would love an 825A, like unironically, genuinely.
Over there.
That was some lag. Oh, jeez. Well, now I don't know where this last enemy is, so we're gonna have to go on a little hunt here. I know that they can't use elevators, and they can't use ladders, so half of the ship is completely cut off to them. You know, also, okay, alright, so, you know, I'm just thinking of, like, lightning bolts. Lightning Bolt Company, or whatever they're called. Alright, so companies don't, like... In Star Citizen, companies would not have, like, a monopoly on, like, oh, we have an energy... We have the Energy Weapon Company, and we have the Energy Weapon Company, and we have the Ballistics Company. Like, patents would not be a thing. There would be competing products. I'm pretty sure. Now we're gonna keep the Karna out here. Or the tractor beam. The mercenary bun operates in mysterious ways. I'm thinking there's one dude in, like, on the hallway, but I don't know. Also, if you're gonna tell me that they're, like, the enemies spawning in outside this ship is still a thing, I'm gonna laugh my fucking bunny buns off. I'd be insanely impressed if there was an enemy who was, like, hiding in here, but... Maybe this is just for me. To remind myself that I could have all of this. End of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. The end of the video as I call it. I'm fucking done. Maybe there was an enemy I ran past and they ran into this room? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It would be a really interesting thing to rework into an 825, I think. I can't wait to see where the NPCs end up here. I think I've probably seen them in every room, just somehow for some reason. I don't know do I have the med tool still equipped? I just put one in the back of their heads. Just make sure. I mean, I've seen them walking through this hallway in particular before. Oh, I could see maybe one enemy got knocked out. In here. In particular. Oh, you know, there could have been an enemy that... Oh, did I? No, I didn't take the elevator back up, did I? Not this time. Could also be that, like, the NPCs incapacitated an enemy. I don't know. I think that is a thing that could happen, but doesn't happen very often. I also wish that these would work. It's really sad that they don't. Especially considering there's the possibility that they just bugged through one of these doors. Well, I was gonna loot everything, but this has taken so long that I think I'll, just leave. But I will say that, like, definitely if you do this... Oh, they could be in one of these doors. It's not impossible. I've seen it happen before. I would doubt that they're in the turret access, but again, you never know. Also, this would be a great... when the FPS scanning and radar stuff comes in, which hopefully, like, isn't gonna be too long. But yeah, like, when that comes in, I'm sure, like, this sort of a situation isn't gonna happen too often. So I wonder, is this supposed to be airlock control? Are these supposed... This can't be SCU container things. It does look odd. The only thing I can think of is that there is usually an enemy that does show up in this room, but it's like usually kind of 50-50. Well, actually, I wonder. So, you know, there is the emergency cockpit. Forgot there was a walk-in freezer. Holy shit, man. And obviously, also, all of this needs to be updated for, you know, to have local inventory in it, because good lord, when this thing gets local inventory... There is something about this that's, like, so... There's something that seems really cool about this hangar. This cockpit. I don't know. Maybe I would prefer to fly in this cockpit, I don't know. No, well... Okay, I don't know where... You know what? I'm gonna guess... I had the thought, but I was like, no, that's not how this works. That there was an enemy at the ladder, and that was why I couldn't move. But I don't think that would be a thing. Seems like they can't open doors. Amazing. Amazing! Ah, oh, look at that dude. Ah, broken bones. I love the Stitcher armor, and I think that's probably the main reason why I love it. I don't think I can store... you know what? I don't know, actually. I probably can put it in my bag, but like only one. Yeah. I also really do like the legs as well. Before, I was very I was like, I gotta use light armor, except for the chest and the helmet, but I'm not like super picky on it. I just happen to like the aesthetics of the heavy helmets more than any of the others, so... oh, thank God. It was like, wait a minute, did my ship actually get blown up? But nah. Oh, but now I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take the Stitcher legs and the Stitcher core. I really like the MacFlex legs, I will say. But, I mean, hey, that's just a good reason to have multiple things. And again, I'm not gonna loot stuff because I'm afraid somebody's gonna show up and shoot me in the face. It's not extremely likely, but it's not impossible. Also, look at this lovely thing. Light gray jacket. Be nice to... I don't know if you can get other colors of it somewhere else. Probably. Yeah. Also got a message. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, so... what have we learned? What have we learned this week? Well, I would say... play the game you enjoy, not the hot new thing, especially if the hot new thing is broken. I am excited for 4.1, but also, like, I have to be cautiously optimistic, because, again, things are broken. Things are broken all the time. And, how much stuff am I actually going to even be able to do? I should have healed on the medbed. I didn't, and you know, that's okay. I'm probably gonna play for another 2 hours. Because I can. Also, add some more stuff around ArcCorp, please? I didn't mention, but it seems like the new mission giver, the Banu mission giver, who I think is just... You go and they ask you for things, and you give them stuff. anything from actually I have no idea. Anything from a gun to a burrito is my understanding. They really like burritos.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
But yeah, anyway, they have an emporium in around every planet except for our corp, because fuck me in particular. And my AirPod ran out of power. That's lovely. Yeah, so like yeah. Until next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.